Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are retaking a closer look at a deeply troubling event that has captured global attention. An airstrike in Gaza that leveled a neighborhood without any prior warning. Our goal here is to break down what happened in a way that's clear and accessible, whether you're new to this topic or have been following it for years. We'll look at the military specifics, the human impact, and what makes this particular incident stand out. Let's start with the facts of the event itself. Late one night, Israeli aircraft launched what are known as precision-guided munitions over a densely populated neighborhood in Gaza, according to multiple eyewitness accounts and international news reports. This happened while most residents were at home, asleep. Now, in some past operations, Israel has issued warnings through phone calls, text messages, or even small non-lethal strikes called roof knocks to signal an impending attack. But in this case, there was no advance notice. This lack of warning is a critical detail, as it marks a departure from previous patterns and dramatically increased the human cost. From a military performance perspective, the strike demonstrated the incredible accuracy and destructive power of modern weaponry. The Israeli Air Force uses a combination of advanced systems, including American-made JDA missiles, turned standard bombs into smart weapons, and the Israeli-developed SPICE guidance kits. These allow for pinpoint accuracy. In this strike, the munitions hit their target zone with devastating precision, collapsing multi-story buildings in just seconds. In purely military terms, the operation was highly effective. The target area was completely destroyed with minimal deviation. However, when we evaluate that same performance in a civilian context, the outcome was catastrophic, leading to a large number of casualties, injuries, and widespread displacement. So, let's unpack the design of this operation. Israeli military doctrine often emphasizes speed and surprise to neutralize targets quickly. By striking without a warning, the intention was likely to prevent any potential targets, be it individuals, weapons, or command centers, from moving or escaping. This means the lack of a warning wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate tactical choice. Military strategists often debate whether giving a warning reduces a strike's effectiveness. In this instance, it's clear that the element of surprise was prioritized over the safety of civilians in the area. What truly makes this strike a unique and disturbing case study is the combination of that high-tech precision with the deliberate choice not to allow for evacuation. Israel has often highlighted its ability to conduct surgical strikes in complex urban environments, with a key selling point being the ability to minimize collateral damage when precision is combined with warnings. But in this incident, that selling point was essentially inverted. The precision was used to guarantee destruction, but without the mitigating factor of an alert. This contradiction is precisely what has drawn such intense international condemnation and scrutiny. To put this in perspective for those who aren't familiar with the technical side, think of it like this. Precision-guided bombs are often described as a surgeon's scalpel meant to precisely cut out a target while leaving the surrounding area unharmed. But when that scalpel is used on a crowded neighborhood without any warning, it acts more like a sledgehammer. A single 500-pound bomb has a blast radius that can flatten adjacent buildings and send shrapnel flying across entire streets. When multiple bombs are used, the destructive footprint grows exponentially, leaving behind nothing but rubble in a massive humanitarian emergency. From a tactical viewpoint, the performance was textbook. The mission was executed in minutes, avoiding any potential defenses and ensuring pilot safety. This is a testament to the high level of coordination between Israel's intelligence, surveillance, and Air Force units. They used real-time data from drones and satellites to ensure the strike was accurate. But if we shift our focus from tactical performance to humanitarian performance, the mission was a failure by almost every measure. Local hospitals, already struggling with shortages, were completely overwhelmed. Families were buried under the rubble, and rescue teams, lacking heavy equipment, were forced to dig through concrete with their bare hands. The absence of a warning meant people had zero chance to flee, which explains the tragically high number of casualties. The design of the urban environment itself plays a huge role here. Gaza is one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Neighborhoods are built incredibly close together, with residential buildings right next to commercial ones. It's common for multiple generations of a single family to live in the same apartment block. This means when one building is targeted, the lives of dozens of civilians are immediately at risk. The lack of open space makes it virtually impossible to carry out a strike that only affects its intended target. This urban density amplifies the effect of every single explosion. This incident also challenges the narrative often presented by Israel about its military. The claim of possessing the most moral army in the world is hard to reconcile with the reality on the ground in cases like this. Instead of showcasing restraint, the lack of warning displayed the raw, destructive power of advanced weaponry in an urban war zone, creating a stark contrast between advertised ethics and the lived consequences for civilians. Another key feature to note is the absence of what analysts call graduated pressure tactics. As I mentioned, the roof knock, a small, preliminary explosion to warn residents, has been used in the past. The decision not to use it here suggests the target was deemed too important to risk losing. That calculation speaks volumes about the mission's priorities, guaranteeing the destruction of the target regardless of the collateral cost. We also have to consider the psychological impact. For Gazans, the grim routine of receiving a warning and having a few minutes to evacuate had become a known, albeit terrifying, part of life. By removing that warning, the level of fear and uncertainty intensifies dramatically. The realization that an attack can come at any moment, without any chance to escape, spreads a deep and lasting trauma throughout the entire population. The aftermath of the strike is also part of the story. The event immediately became a flashpoint in the information war. Images and videos of the destruction flooded social media, with Palestinian voices emphasizing the lack of warning and the human toll, while Israeli officials framed the operation as a necessary counterterrorism measure. This shows how modern conflict is fought not just on the ground, but in the global media arena, where competing narratives vie for international support. So, what's the key takeaway here? This event highlights the profound contradiction between what modern weapons are designed to do, in theory, and what they actually achieve in the real world. We saw military precision and efficiency coexisting with devastating humanitarian failure. The core features were precision without warning, a design that prioritized surprise over safety, and a performance that was a tactical success but a human catastrophe. It's crucial to see this not as an isolated incident, but as a potential precedent. If strikes without warning become more common, the human cost of this conflict will only continue to rise. Thank you for watching and for engaging with such a difficult but important topic. If you found this breakdown helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more in-depth analysis. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.